We're visiting one of our favorite places on Earth, Zion National Park in southern Utah. Zion was my very first national park, sparking a love affair with the great outdoors that led to our becoming full-time RVers. This is our first winter visit, and snow is like the icing on the cake, making the scenery even more stunning. One advantage of coming during the winter is that there's almost nobody here. We weren't sure what to expect in the campground, as only one loop was open, and all the sites are first come first served during the off-season. We used our usual full-timers trick of showing up early on a weekday, but it turns out we had nothing to worry about. During our 3-night stay, we were almost completely alone, except for a couple of other RVs and a few intrepid tent campers. We say intrepid because the forecast called for nighttime temperatures to dip almost into the single digits. Unlike a lot of national parks, Zion's Watchman Campground has a decent number of sites that can handle big rigs, including some with 30-amp hookups and even a few 50-amp sites. We had the pick of the place, so of course we chose a long pull-through. This one included a 50-amp connection, which was handy with the weather so cold. It was also directly on the Virgin River and provided us with an amazing view out our windshield. Actually, the views were incredible in every direction. Watchman Campground's 2 dump stations are open all year. One faces into the campground and one faces out, so it's easy to both start and end your stay with empty black and gray tanks and full fresh water. In spring, summer, and fall, the park wisely prohibits private cars on the Zion Canyon Scenic Drive to keep traffic down, and these excellent shuttle buses carry visitors to the scenic viewpoints and trailheads. But during the winter, there are so few people that the buses are parked for the season, allowing us to drive ourselves. It's a tradition for us to summit iconic Angel's Landing every time we come to Zion, but this time will be an exception. We're a little short on time, and without traction devices on our shoes, we'd probably slip right off the trail, which is icy this time of year. The chains on the final ascent are there for a reason, and a slip off either side can result in a 1,500-foot fall to the canyon floor. Since discretion is the better part of valor, we limited ourselves to easy hikes around the canyon floor and some scenic drives on this visit. In case you weren't paying attention in the ranger station, the signs make it clear that this hike isn't for the faint of heart, even when it's not icy on the trail. Another of our favorite hikes in Zion is the iconic trek up the Virgin River Narrows. Even though it's open this time of year, we've done it before, so we'll leave a repeat performance for our next visit, when it's a little warmer. We entered the park via the west entrance, through Springdale, Utah, so we'll start our first day trip with a drive out the east entrance on the Zion-Mount Carmel Highway, through the 1.1-mile-long tunnel. If you're planning to take your RV through the tunnel, be sure to check in with the ranger station first. Hours for oversized vehicles are limited, and a special permit is required. That's because the tunnel wasn't really designed for large vehicles, requiring them to shut down the road to oncoming traffic as you drive right down the middle of the road all the way through. We've taken both of our RVs through the tunnel, and it's a pretty cool experience, although likely a little intimidating for a novice RV driver. When we exit the east side of the tunnel, we've gained about 1,200 feet of elevation since we left the campground. As a result, the snow that fell just before we arrived has left the entire area a winter wonderland. We love this part of the park, but have never seen it so beautiful before. The snow really is like the icing on an already beautiful cake, adding stark white to the palette of red rock, green trees, and vivid blue sky. We couldn't have imagined Zion being any more beautiful than every other time we visited. But it is. We turned around at Checkerboard Mesa, just inside the east entrance. During the summer, you can see the rock, cross-hatched from erosion, giving Checkerboard Mesa its distinctive look and its name. But today, it's just another mountain, with the lines hidden by the snow. As we head back west toward the tunnel, we continue to marvel at the scenery. We even catch sight of some bighorn sheep. If you're visiting Zion for the very first time, consider entering the park from the east. That's because the builders of the tunnel used its location to optimize the drama of the canyon, revealing it in stages as if to tease you further and further in. There are 4 windows built into the right side of the tunnel that little by little expose more of what you're about to see. Each passing window increases the drama. The final window gives you the best view yet. And when you think you know what you're about to see as you exit the tunnel, you're overwhelmed even more than you imagined. If you've been to Zion before and want to share its magnificence with others, coming through the East Gate is the grandest entrance you can make. As impressive as this is, the next day it's time for us to take the drive into the crown jewel of the park, the Zion Canyon Scenic Drive. This is where the Virgin River has carved out a narrow slot, 2,000 feet deep into the red rock. You'll pass Angel's Landing along the way. If you're able to make the trek to the top, it will be an experience you'll never forget. It was my very first real hike, and it changed my life. The further you get into the canyon, the closer the walls close in. At the end of the road, you'll find the easy Riverside Walk. This 1.1-mile stroll will bring you to the entrance of the Narrows, where you can hike up the Virgin River. Be sure to get information about water levels, required gear, and other safety precautions before attempting this epic hike. We're coming up on 14 years of full timing, and people often ask us, what's the best place we've ever been? Zion always comes up in our top 5. Now that we've seen it during the winter, it's rock solid in our top 3.